Science to technology. In today's live stream, we're gonna have some interesting discussions and also gonna talk about this my first Pro Series keyboard. So I'm waiting for you guys to actually reply that you can actually receive audio and video. So type yes AV if you can receive my audio and video without any issue. I'm also checking it on my incognito window to Science to technology. In today's live stream, we're gonna have some interesting discussion. So as of now, I think everything is working. All of you can even use chat. If I'm not mistaken, chat is not locked or any other issues. So, okay, so let's dive deep into it. So this is my basically recent purchase, K70 keyboard. Now before this I was using a keyboard that was freaking almost 15 years old. This is the first keyboard that I got with my Dell Inspiron 535S. Hello sir. Okay, so I assume you are also getting clear audio and video. So this was my first keyboard, and as you can see, this has seen days. Now ABS plastic has this weakness. Our finger oils can eat away at it. That's why even though it's old, it's shiny. As you can see, where human hands are not touching it, it's very matte, very ugly. But where you can touch it, it has become shiny. So that shining happens because of your finger oil. So the keys that you are using the most, like this A key, for some reason in my keyboard, it wears down the fastest, and it's completely shiny. So this was my first keyboard. Like I have basically got job based on this keyboard. So this was my first keyboard, and now I have bought the second one. Now this keyboard is in a class of what we call basically Pro Series keyboard, meaning it's expensive as hell, and I do not like this world where almost 10,000 rupees has to be spent just to get a freaking keyboard, a quality keyboard. Now there are Chinese options, let that be very clear, there are Chinese options, and I was this close to buying a Chinese option. However, my brother reminded me of my history where I bought suboptimal parts to save money and still get the thing, and I always learned the hard way that there is a reason why cheap things are cheap. Like the biggest common red flag, so to say, in Chinese components were like either it works and it works for a few years, or it's like God help you, in 1 to 2 months it starts to break. So that unreliability is a very big hassle, and once you actually spent even let's say 4,000 rupees and you get a keyboard and it works very good for 4 months, that means you have cleared the Amazon return window, and after that it crashes, then what the hell you gonna do? So I do apologize. So for that reason, I had to go into this. It's mechanical, yeah, that's mechanical. You can get almost every feature for much cheaper price. Pricing is not that big of a deal nowadays, but again the quality is, meaning can I trust it? Now Corsair, I have used Corsair products. A lot of my products are Corsair products. For example, my RAM is Corsair, my cabinet is Corsair, my brother also uses Corsair equipment, so we know there is a bit of rapport about like Corsair is a known brand, it does have quality, and on top of that I did have a fault with Corsair RAM. So I sent it. So I know for a fact that India has RMA services for Corsair. So in case anything bad happens in next 2 years, I should be able to get it, refurbished or repaired or something like that, or at least get a new one, replacement. So that's the reason why I did not go with the Chinese one, because yeah, if it falls within the Amazon return window, then I'm good. Otherwise I'm messed up. And if when you are buying a RGB keyboard or any keyboard that has backlit, single key failure out of 104 key that is in 100% unit, you will always notice that. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of pay that kind of price. Hello AV, okay, AV good, it's mechanical, yes. So चल टॉर्चन की नहीं सम चल तो चांद तक नहीं तो शाम तक. Yeah, that's a very common Chinese sentiment, whether either if it works is GG, if it does not work, does not. Why not Wooting keyboard? Now Wooting keyboard I have not seen sales in India. There is only one brand that I could find in India that was available in India, that was Keytron, and Keytron is a very reputable brand. It's like a hobby, very serious. Hold on, let me remember. Keytron. I wanted to buy Keychron V6. It's a very high quality keyboard, and I was like, I was this close to buying it. Problem was, everything was great about this keyboard. It's a full size keyboard. That was my first requirement. I must have full size keyboard because I do use print screen a lot. I did not like this idea of This is a hijacked keyboard where you have the basically numpad, but this navigational array has been shrunk. It should not be like this. It should be more like this. However, even though hold on, where the heck cord is stuck? Sorry about that, cord has stuck somewhere. So even though this looks like a full 100% keyboard, problem is for some infinite wisdom, Dell decided to replace these default keys with media keys, which are useless to me. I use print screen far more than these keyboard shortcuts. So that was my primary requirement. Give me a proper 100% keyboard. So none of the small ones and all that. Give me 100% keyboard, and it must have almost everything, because I do use print screen a lot and I do use end and all this. So no small one and all that. So thankfully this keyboard is full size keyboard, and it's quite heavy. It's like freaking heavy. Now of course dedicated video is coming on the computer Wednesday, so I bought this like Keychron V6. Oh, you are talking about Wooting. Let me see, is it even available in India? Wooting keyboard. Wooting keyboard. It shows .io, not India. Only essentials. Keyboards. And I don't even think they have that many. 3 motion angles. Order now. Bruh. It's bit too expensive. Bit too expensive. 15,000. That's like too much. Too much. And you do not want to spend that much. Like, why is this? Yeah, full size keyboards are very expensive nowadays, like ludicrously expensive. So that's it. Mr. Your advisor forced me to cry because I worked on 2 video for 2 weeks on one editing video, writing video, shoot, suddenly mistake, I deleted everything. Now as a whole month work is vanished. No, Wooting is available. They are showing Indian price, but I'm not sure whether they actually have sales here, or like they were gonna import and export and all that, because I'm not sure. My apologies, I could not, I did try to find it, and Keychron, enough of Indian people have bought it, they have shared it, that I know Keychron is available. Wooting, again, they are showing the full size keyboard is ludicrously expensive, and I want full size keyboard. So Wooting 2HE is the one that's supposed to be full size keyboard. I'm not even sure that it has everything, but let's assume it has everything. Immersive fabric, Wooting analog input on every key. Okay, so it's a Hall effect kind of stuff. So it's a very high end keyboard. There is no discussion about it. It's a very high end equipment. However, the price is too high. Too freaking high. The price is too freaking high. RGB inner gamer per key RGB configuration. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And they have their custom keys, I think. Yeah. So this would have been a good, solution. But again, 15,000 is like, yeesh. And again, my original purchase plan was like 4,000 rupees. So 4,000 to 10,000, that's already a lot. 10 to 15, that's like, whoa. And again, there is a point of diminishing return where it's like, dude, is it really worth that kind of money? So, and this Wooting is giving you 4 keys, Keychron is giving you 4 keys and 1 knob, and Corsair is giving you 1 knob, basically customizable knob. So in this regard, lack of a knob is docking points from Wooting, but again, that's one of those things. Why not putting a gaming channel? No, I'm not that interested in gaming. I used to be game artist. I do play games, but the games I play is generally not very content friendly. Like I played Raft. I really enjoyed Satisfactory, but problem with Satisfactory is that if I stream it, nobody's gonna watch it. It's not that whoa. I enjoy those sort of games where you build things. Fast-paced game, I'm not that good at it, ironically. So yes, Wooting is available in India. Mr. Your advice forced me to cry because I've worked. I do not know who you're talking to. Like, this is confusing. And I have, you did work for like 2 weeks of editing, 1 week of writing the video, shooting the video, and then made a mistake and deleted everything. Whole month work vanished. That's normal life, my man. That's normal life where you do something, it does not pay out, and you goes on. I use Keychron, sir. Yeah, Keychron is also good. The only reason I did not buy Keychron was because it did not have shine through keycaps, meaning I do want a double shot keypad, because this is one thing that you can easily feel. Everything else is like extra butter masala, but this one thing is absolute. You are gonna have a keyboard that has worn out legends. Legends, basically anything that is printed on keys are classified as legend. So in my case, many keys are already worn out. And I'm not a heavy typer. Programmers generally wear out a lot, and gamers also wear out a lot. So I'm a medium user, but then also it's not lasting. So the only way to have a keycap where you can be damn sure that it's gonna retain the legend is to have double shot keycaps. Now this has double shot keycap. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you see it, it's ABS double shot. Now ABS double shot comes with the strength benefit. That's good. Side effect: it does not have chemical resistance of PBT, so it will shine. So over time, right now my keyboard is matte, but if I keep heavy using it, over time there will be a shine developed on the keycaps that I'm using a lot. So that's a minor issue. Now, however, this is a professional keyboard, so that means it's using normal standard keycaps. I should be able to replace it. And Corsair also sells their own PBT keycap set. So if I want to, really want to, I can do it. That's not that big of a deal, but I do not expect that to happen anytime soon. Like, not happening. Now, biggest hurdle of this keyboard was the fact that it does not come with, basically palm rest. Yes, some models are available abroad, but not in India. I could not find it. So that was an issue. I had to buy basically palm rest independent of it. And suffice to say, thankfully, Ant Gaming does make a lot of palm rest in India, which is like full size. So it's not too expensive. I just got it today only. So it's not too expensive. And I think the size wise, it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I may try to notch here and put some magnets here, because again, the keycaps are designed, the keyboard supposed to use magnets. So that's there. I use Keychron. Best keyboard in the world right now. That's the best keyboard right now. See, there is no such thing as best keyboard in the world right now. The best is what suits you. There are many people who are still using IBM Model F keyboard. Look it up how old it is. But again, people are happy with it. They are enjoying it. There are people who are happy with Model M. They are using it. They are having fun with it. There are people who are happy with Corsair. There are people who are happy with Wooting. There are people who are happy with Keychron. There is no such thing as like best in the world. Like the best in the world, again, both Wooting and Keychron only gives you 1 year warranty. So that again, for many people is like, dude, I want very high warranty, because again, these things are expensive AF. So I do want warranty, and it's not available. So it's one of those things. It's like, does it suit you? If yes, GG. If it does not suit you, does not matter. That's the best. Did you know they stopped S23FE? Did you know they stopped S23FE with stopped? They now give Exynos step monthly treatment. India is a good one. Again, I have S23 and they never hide it. Like, there was no point where it's like, oh, the box says like, it has a Snapdragon, and I opened it, it's like Exynos. I knew it has Exynos. Like, that's not how it works. It's like, it's offering it that you want Snapdragon, pay more. If you don't want, get Exynos. They are giving you option. If they were hiding it, if it's like, all of these has Snapdragon, any marketing says if it has Snapdragon and then you buy it, oh, it's Exynos, then it's a cheating. That never happened. They're like very clear. It's like S23FE has Exynos in their website. It's very clear. It has Exynos, not Snapdragon. And again, it's like, if you want things to be cheap or things to be like, again, everybody wants the world. The question is, can you pay for it or not? So what's the purpose? $250. Damn, $250 is very expensive for a keyboard, man. This is like this K70 is supposed to be $70 to $100 in US, and even in India it's only 10,000 rupees. So heard about shrinking of Y chromosome? Yeah, I heard about it. It's not that big of a knob on Keychron are expensive. Yeah. See, Keychron was the same price as K70. The reason why I did not bought it, did not had shine through keycaps, because I'm paying for per key RGB. So this keycap is a double shot. So okay, that's great. So you can see it is double shot, right? That's awesome. That's GG. Great. But the plastic that is used on the inside is translucent, meaning if I shine light through it, let me try to do this here. If I shine light through it, you can see that it's glowing. Perfect. That's how it should be. That's how RGB is supposed to shine through. Keychron, it's not. It is double shot, but it is a colored double shot. I do not want that. Like, what's the point of RGB if the keycaps are not shine through? That's why I did not buy it. And that's the reason. Like, it's like flat out. That was the only reason. I was so close to buying it. It's like, dude, if I'm paying for RGB, if I'm paying for the diode, if I'm paying for that PCB routing, if I'm paying for the circuitry required, and be mindful, the only way to do per key RGB is like each RGB diode has a microcontroller. It's what we call single wire interface. Every LED has a freaking microcontroller. That's how it knows where it is and what signal to. It's a complex thing, expensive thing. So if I'm paying for that, I want it to shine through. So this is possible to shine through. For example, if you take this keyboard, I go into, I go function, hold on. Yeah, so you can see each legends are changing the color. That will not happen in Keytron V6. I literally emailed them. It's like, what the hell, bro? So they're like, then they showed me, it's like, sir, we have the option of transparent keys. It's like, dude, shine through and transparent are different. Shine through, only the legend shines. Transparent, everything shines. I do not want a disco. I want my, legends to be readable, legends to be color controlled. And right now I have kept it lime yellow, basically the same color of the knob, Corsair yellow, so to say. So I'm happy with it. And again, there is also another benefit because of the color changes. So if I do this function, you see alag key changes. So if I press, function D, it gives me the degree symbol, and if I press the function R, it gives me the rupee symbol. So I no longer have to, worry about, able to actually. Those key symbols are so rare that I do not, remember the key code. And key code is like 4-digit keyboard. It's like Alt 1356 or something like that. It's a very long keyboard, and I can map them all. This was another big advantage. If I went with Wooting or Keychron, they do have good software support. Who else has good software support? Yeah, this Corsair. So that's one benefit. Chinese have improved a lot of software support, but again, there is still no warranty. So what's the purpose? Purpose of what? No, it's expensive. Could you please increase your volume? Okay. My volume, bro, my volume is still reaching -10 to -5 dB. So I have no idea why you're having issue. Capacitor. Capacitors are a DC component. It has no inertia. It will just do short circuit. It has no benefit of it. Like if you want inertia, you have to have a way to generate sine wave. The only way to generate sine wave is motion. And even if you guy what we call, grid forming inverters, all it is just like a switching, switching very rapidly using silicon switches or gallium switches. But it's not inherently sine wave. The only way to get sine wave is have magnetic field that is rotating. So that's why you have to go through a generator. That's how you get, and because of the mass involved there, you have a physical inertia. You cannot bypass that. Oh, what if I put capacitor? It will not work. You need sine wave. Capacitor is a DC component. Yes, you can put capacitor in AC circuit, but it will not magically give you sine wave out of it. Like you can run it in AC circuit, but the moment you remove it, it will still give you DC. It will not be like, okay, I'm giving you 50, I'm giving you like, capacitor. It's a freaking DC component, man. It's not AC component. So yeah, I'm wireless keyboard lover because I can bring it with me as I do work. Yeah, that's one thing. And I do agree, like this wireless mouse, I thought what would be the use, but this is the biggest use. Right now, my computer is there, but I'm using it here. And again, I use this with my, this also S23 FE. So that's also, I'm like, I'm coming around to this aspect of like, wireless accessories. I'm having fun with it. My comment skipped. Which comment? I'm trying to read every single comment, but like if sometimes may read it. Okay, could you please increase your volume? Again, man, I have no idea what issue most likely is on your end. I'm wireless keyboard, okay. 300k subscriber on S2T Hindi. Congratulations. Yes, that is a very big achievement and on a very good timing. I really needed something good to happen in my life, and one major step happened because I finally won, like out of 3 cases, I won 1 case. So that good thing happened. Of course, I had to pay penalty still, but that was kind of to be expected. But at least it does give me my freedom back, so I'm happy. And this 300k, it's a very big milestone for me because I crossed 100k very quickly, 200k like around 18 months I think, and 200 to 300 took long. Like very long. And again, a lot of mess up happened in my life, and last few months have been brutal because just to reach this stage of like case, actually I had to go back and forth a lot. So I needed a good thing to happen in my life, and this did happen. So I'm very relieved. It almost gives me like a joy. And even this channel, Science to Technology English channel, is also reaching a point where it might cross 10,000 subscriber very soon. So I'm happy with that. Same price of US people get in Snapdragon. Reason why I call a step monthly treatment. Here's deal. That's the issue of Indian government taxation. Taxation causes, and again, same thing happens. I can bitch about the same thing. I can bitch about this as like, oh, this is much cheaper. This is like around 7,000 rupees in abroad. Right now here it's 10,000. I can bitch about that, but what's the point? I live in India, I have to pay the penalty of it. If Indian government decides that they're gonna have service charge and this charge and TDS and this and all that, I have to pay for it. It's as simple as that. Companies' first priority is profit. It's like, and if like they do not give a damn about poor people, no company does. Heck, even if I run a company, I will also not give a damn about poor people, because again, they are not paying my bills. They are not paying for my workers. So this whole idea of crying about, oh, they are not treating us right, is like, dude, they are flat out telling you that your country has this sort of restrictions. You can bypass it if you have money. If you do not have money, don't complain about it. It's as simple as that. And it's a mobile phone, it's not food. I'm still happy because even with all these things are being expensive, I'm still happy because food is cheaper in India and medical services are cheap in India. You're like, no, medicine is expensive. Go to USA. India will look free. Our most expensive hospital will look free compared to basic dentistry in USA. So you win some, you lose some. And again, it's a phone, you can live without it, okay? You can live without it. You can buy other brands also. Again, I only buy Samsung because again, I never buy Apple, and I do not want to buy a Chinese phone. So that leaves a very limited choices. Pixel phone is one option, Nothing phone is another option, Samsung is another option. Now, Nothing phone and Pixel phone do not have DeX mode. Pixel did announce that they're gonna introduce DeX mode this year, and the phone price is ludicrous. So that's what it is. Sir, will you have a giveaway? Nah, man, I'm not that rich, not yet. I'm not aware of functionality of RGB. My Keychron glows, however, is just a backlight, nothing fancy there. Yes, if you buy like older Keychrons like V2 and V3, they just had backlit, basically like how you have laptop keyboards where it's just like it's a color. It's up to you, the setting and all that. That's an advanced function. Like that's, I think, IQ software's main advantage, that this functionality where I can, like, you know, hey, this is my default system, I want like, you know, keys to light up exactly. That is a very because again, the keyboard shortcut, I'm pretty sure almost all Keytron and Wooting can do that. That's not an issue. Having RGB tied to that, I'm not sure about that. I have not seen that much in-depth what you call study on that. So that's one of those things. Used to use logical short keycaps. Keychron keycaps are normal. I don't like it. Planning to buy a short keycaps. Short keycaps as in like short keycaps. I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to. Please do provide more context. Land Rover will now be manufactured in India, meaning 50 to 50 like drop in price. I'm not sure. See, you also have to understand, whenever you are talking about things that are not necessary, like food, medicine and all that, price is the selling point. Meaning, if you, why do people buy Rolexes? Because other people cannot buy it. Like, there is no grandeur to it. Oh, it's cheap. Nobody will buy it. Like that, why do you think Indian people buy iPhone? Because you can't buy it. And right now you can see, because more and more people are buying iPhone, now rich people are buying foldable phones, because again, mine's richer. Like, that's the whole point of phone. Phone are like modern day luxury, modern day jewelry, whereas like mine's bigger than yours. So if you want to like, mine's bigger than yours, you have to get into that. So price is the point. So even if let's say Land Rover can be manufactured in India and is cheaper, if they reduce the price, they will increase it very quickly. And assuming the tax is not the reason, assuming tax is not a big deal, even then they will increase it, because people will not enjoy it if it's cheap. It's like there are many things you have to understand. There is many things in psychology, human psychology, where it's like there is no point if it's cheap. If it's cheap, I don't care. It's like, if it's cheap, I don't care. Like, nobody wants to buy it. So you have to understand. And again, it's not a basic car. It's not a, like, you know, family car or specific car. It's like, you have the money. So what's the point of having money if you can't scream that I have money? So, you know, Rolls Royce, I have money. Lamborghini, I have money. So unless you can do that, I have money, there is no point. So can somebody research any metal in their battery? Can somebody smuggle any metal? No, not likely. Any radioactive material? No. So nothing very exotic, basically. Tax reductions still 1 crore plus. Yeah, Again, it has to be like that. It has to scream. And again, you have to understand, whenever you are talking about people who are buying crores car, they are surrounded by other people who have crore cars. So if you buy a Land Rover just after it's being manufactured in India, they know you are poor. In their circle, you are like, brah, you broke, brah, you broke, brah. So you have to understand, money works in, like, most important part about money is showing that you have money. You have to understand in that way. Okay, key craps happened, land lower happened, can somebody say metal? No. Taxes reduction, still 1 crore. Heard about Israel pager attack. Yeah, that was mind-bogglingly high quality precision strike. That's like, damn. Like, think in this way, this is how this whole attack happened. They did multiple strikes using phones. Now, why does that matter? That forced Hezbollah to not use phones. So before that, they were like spying and all that, and Hezbollah kind of knew, like they were talking on phones very carefully because like they knew that it might be tapped, but they sent missiles based on your phone. It's like, oh, we know you are here, missile. So that missile delivery scared them. It's like, bro, we can use the phone, we can talk in cryptic language and all that, cool, awesome. But here's the missile does not care. Missile does not care what talking I'm doing. Is boom, done. So do 2-3 of them. 2 or 3 rapid succession. Now everybody is like, okay, we cannot use this. This is unsecure. So they are like, okay, now what is the next best option? Pager. Is pager still in use? Yes, almost all hospitals have that. Even in India, even in USA, it's a normal thing. Hospitals use it. So it's still in manufacturing and it's secure, because in that scenario, tower screams and it just like goes everywhere. It's not, you cannot do triangulation, and it uses lower frequency. So there is inherent security benefit to that. Okay, cool, awesome. So they did that. Like, see, this is how they are controlling the battlefield. Battlefield number 1, make sure they cannot use mobile phone. Boom, done. Make sure they have to go to pages. Okay, boom, done. Now make a shelf company that can buy or manufacture. Like, again, it was a very precise operation. How the heck they figured out who is buying this much, why they are buying it, and make sure that it only goes to people who need it, who's the target. All that is like as a agency, as a like, we got this. This is scary how good it was. It's like, dude, I control the whole chess field. Now, why this was done? Most likely, again, I'm seeing a lot of conflicting report. One, the report that is the even scarier report is that they preemptively did it. They're not supposed to do it right now. They were waiting for some big event, but somebody figured out that pages are compromised. They were going to scream about it, and they boomed it. So, and I think that that's why walkie-talkie boom happens. Maybe they were planning for walkie-talkies to be also penetrated into the ecosystem. So, and if that is true, they have like damn good spies, like respect. They have like freaking James Bond level agents who are like, that good, where it's like, oh, you're buying this. You believe you're buying this, but I am buying this. I am putting extra boom love into it, and then you're gonna get boomed. And here's the deal, not that many people died because of it. However, it did give Hezbollah fear that Israelis are feeling, because Israelis have this, like, we have Iron Dome, we have this, but here's the deal, missiles are still missile, rockets are still rocket. You fire hundreds of rocket, it will go through. Iron Dome can only stop, let's say, 98%, 2% still gets through, and it is happening. Like, buildings are getting burned, this, so Israeli people are in constant fear. It's like something could happen, and it is happening. It's not like if then, no, it's happening real life. But this is the first time they have struck back. They are no longer safe in their own home. What about this? What about this? What about walkie-talkie? What about like fingerprint scanner? What about solar inverters? Everything is compromised, and this is the, like, they are giving that fear factor back. It's like, oh, we are afraid. Here's the deal. Have some fear, my brother. Have some fear. And the trickery with the pager was that it beeped a lot, like beep, 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 beep. Basically, it was acting like some message has come, so people had to open it. And here's the deal. The reason for that is like the amount of boom powder there was very little. It could not really do much. But if you have it here, like even like, this kind of range, where it's like, it will blind you. And that's why the blinding numbers are like around 500 people, and poof people are 20 people. And the amount of devastation, that's scary. Like 2,000 to 3,000 people scared and missing part, injured and all that. That's the scare part. So from a intelligence point of view, damn, this is scary. That's how good it is. It's like, whoa. Snapdragon new SoC naming, Elon Musk child naming. Yeah. Till you also give live in English. Till you also give, I do not understand. TIL. What are you referring to? Script. I'm the one who asked feedback on my channel. Do you recommend? Oh, okay. Okay. Might have forgotten about that. Even the company which manufacture denial that they were made up by them. Yeah, it's. Let me be very clear. This is like a right hand does not know what the left hand is doing. This is a god tier level espionage. Like there is no other way of putting it. Like I'm only people who even remotely could reach this level of penetration was Soviet. Soviet Union had like KGBs at their peak of their power. Therefore, that's scary. And Israel is like, bruh, let me show you. Let me show you. Like people are scared of their devices. That is scary. Like that is scary. And the fact like people are like, how the heck airport did not catch it, or how like they must have planned for it. Either they built an explosive in such a what you call a tight way, and that means the supply chain was planned for months. Like how do you make sure the sniffing dogs do not catch it, X-ray does not catch it? X-ray can easily be bypassed because again the X-ray used in airport is not high resolution X-ray, so you can easily have like two lithium ion batteries, one of them have special powder inside, it will still look like like a cell, it has to look exactly like it. So and again the people are looking, it's like okay, and at best they will have like shape recognition by the AI agents if they have that. So it's a very easy to bypass X-ray. However, sniffing, particle detector, these things are hard to do. So how the heck they did that? And assuming either they planned in such a way that nothing ever crosses airports, that's also because again it did not happen in Israel, it happened somewhere else. So damn, that is like damn. Even company manufacturer, people who had it in their power generator problems solved. Generation problem solved. It was not that powerful. Like it was not that powerful. So if you had in your belt buckle, it was not like boom. Like it still a small amount of boom powder. Be mindful. Boom powder does have a lot of energy, but it needs enough of it so it does not dissipate quickly. It does not need containment. That's the good part. It's not a slow powder, so it does not need containment. So like channel energy into one place, like how pew powder in pew pew does that. Like it needs to be channeled. Only then it has a lot of energy. But high boom powders are very good at self booming. But here's the deal, you still need a containment, like or enough of it where it does not matter. So it was not enough. Where it was like okay, you have in your pouch and it's like boom. It was not that powerful. How to become best of the best to beat AI in their own field and career? Yeah, this question has no arms or legs or eyes or anything. Dude, you just don't ask things just whatever comes to your mind, man. Like put some crunching into it. It's like you are literally asking how can you beat a machine that can work 24/7? Yeah, you cannot. You are human. You cannot. And if you could beat it, you are congratulations. Now you are a useless AI. It's like think in this way, the things that AI does, if you do it better, nobody cares. Like right now we are using AI for image recognition, right? Person can do that right now. Like do we pay them? No. So that's the whole point. Think, man, like I've seen majority of your questions are like just whatever comes in your mind, you think it, like crunch through it, go cut, go do some crunching, man. According to their official documents. Now I don't want to spec here, but it makes things that we can Chinese product media much also relation with China's rivalry. Yeah, now you understand why I never buy Chinese phone. And be mindful, nobody will do it on this scale on his deal. Even if they could have done compromise the phone, they would not have done that, because this sort of sword cuts both way. Once you scare someone else, they will also do the same to you. And now you will be scared. Now you have to spend millions of dollars to double check, triple check every smartphone. And you have to make sure all the people who are checking, they are not corrupt. So it's not as easy as like, oh, I did it. Like again, thankfully pager is, what we call enclosed. So it's not a very big thing. Although solar inverters are scary. India does have a lot of solar inverter from Israel. So yeah, that is, genuine. But again, this level of precision strike does open a Pandora's box, where it's like now everybody's like, oh, we can do this. It's like, because I'm genuinely curious what kind of boom powder was used, specifically what kind of was used, because again they are doing forensics on that, because it's like how the heck it passed through everything. Like one thing I get it, another thing maybe 5-6 layers of security bypass, how the heck that happened? How the heck Israeli agents can teleport that much boom powder to some other country and go into a factory, build the damn devices, program the damn devices and launch it, and it's like everything is like above board, so when they open it, oh, it's not tampered or it's not hijacked. How the heck that happened? So whole of India is using Chinese radio equipment. Yeah, that is true. But although not for our mobile towers. Mobile towers, I'm pretty sure it has been changed. Long ago, mobile towers has been changed. So which is the fight we must be trapped already, and we don't know it might be tapped already. Yeah, that's also a possibility. See, here's the deal. There is a point where it's like it's no longer useful to worry about it. Like there is a upper limit. Like if you are like, what if this, what if that, there is no point. Like stop, become a hermit at that point in time. It is our modern world. It is what it is. And again, here's the, it was always there. Back in the day, Soviet Union was doing this. Now Chinese people may be doing this. It's always was there. Government was doing this. Like it's kings were doing this. Like it's one of the aspect of human psychology. Whereas like anybody who is in power, they want to stay in that power permanently. So they will do everything in their power to make sure that remains the fact. So don't think too much about it. It's like if you're meant to get boomed by a mobile device, you will get boomed by a mobile device. It does not matter how. It's just like if some things are written in timeline, they will happen. Don't think too much about it. You will just make yourself mad. Will they use fighting? We might be, I don't know about it. We can use power towers, PLC equipment. They could cause blackouts. Is going into fun days. See, anything could happen. If you go into that route, anything could happen. But there is an upper limit to those things. Again, if it could, if this, then that, you can keep worrying about it. You can lose all your hair. That's up to you. But again, there is an upper limit where I'm like, I have to assume the people who are in these sort of important places, they are competent enough. And you're like, okay, what if they are not competent? Then what's the point to worry about it? Their incompetency will kill you far before the Chinese people do. So do not worry about it. Like there has to be a level of faith. Nothing else exists in this world. Like do not even worry about it. There is nothing other than that. You just have faith that people who are in charge, they are doing their good job to make sure they stay in charge. It's just basically you are fighting two juggernauts where it's like CCP and Indian government and American government and all that. They are just fighting and we are the pawns. It's like African power of like when elephant fights, is the grass that suffers. We are the grass. So I agree everything, but still, what about security? Again, you do not have to worry about it. It's like, is it your job? Is it your job to, are you getting, like, is somebody paying you, hey, use your brain power to solve this issue and we're gonna pay you? If not, then why you are wasting your time? Like your time, remove everybody else's. Like, if somebody is paying you to do something, do it. If nobody is paying you, why the hell you are bothering about it? How to be good in that field? It's like that questions have no context. I cannot answer it. I'm sorry. It's like, professor, you have a freaking name like professor and you ask questions that have no context. Man, like think it through, my man. Like what is the context? And again, it's like some things cannot be answered. It's like you are asking like, how can you become the best of the best? How would I know? Nobody can know. Bill Gates cannot teach you to become Bill Gates. Steve Jobs cannot teach you to become Steve Jobs. Like you do what you can do and see time unlocks it. It's like, this is not a good question, my man. Like this question does not deserve the name professor. Like you cannot ask, how do I become good at something? There is no answer for that. It's like, think about it, na? Like Sachin Tendulkar, right? One of the best, greatest batsmen ever. He had trained hundreds of people. Did all 100 of them become good? No, no. So like your question has to show that certain level of thinking has to go through. Certain things cannot be taught. Like you can teach everyone to sing. That's a thing. There are colleges, there are universities that teaches you music. But yes, it does not make them the next singer. That does not make them next Michael Jackson. Does not make them next Linkin Park. Tools and the art that comes out of it, they are two different things. Like I'm a 3D game artist, okay? I studied it, I paid for it to study it, and I got a job into it. But here's the deal, there were people who went through the same pipeline. They were much better than me because they had that inherent flow to it. They were very good at ZBrush. I could not even understand what the hell is ZBrush. So you have to understand, not everything can be taught. You can teach it. Like again, I went in the same class, same school, same, heck, may have used the same hardware as them, but outcome wasn't completely different. But that's life. Alzier, you have donated 20 rupees. Thank you so much. Also, humble request, please make a video on book summary for us, grab some knowledge from it. No, read the goddamn book. And I have did enough of summaries on all the books that I am reading. I'm already on my 5th book right now. So I've already done the 4th book. See, you will lose a lot of essence if you keep going through this. Now, I do the same thing. Let that be very clear. It's not that I'm above there, but I do not do that with self-help books. I generally do that with, let's say, three body problem. I did that with that whole. I watched that, Quinn's Idea. I think that's a very amazing YouTube channel. He does a very deep down, like 40 minutes. One videos are like 40 minutes. He has multiple of that. I watched all of it. In those sort of scenario, I'm okay because it's entertainment. But whenever I'm talking about like something serious, I'll do the reading myself. You have to. From where did you learn English jargons that you use for dangerous words? Experience. I have watched a lot of TV shows. Like ludicrously lot. You may not be old enough to have watched enough. Like that's how much I have watched. Like I have watched Smallville. Multiple seasons of it. Very few people will know that. I have watched TV shows that were cancelled on second season. Multiple of them. Like there was a part of me from my 20, like let's say 17, 18 when I got my first computer, and then I started to get into this. Like I got a computer, I wanted to get into gaming, but I could not crack it. So I was like, okay, I went into movies. So I did that. Lot of movies, lot of TV shows, and that started to give me a context how the heck people use it. And again, miming, just miming. In the early days I was not very good, but miming over time allows you to understand it. That's how children learn. That's how you can learn any other language. So do enough of miming, you will start to pick up things. And again, you have to willingly watch things that are a bit outside of your comfort zone. So watch Sherlock, that was like very high level English. There are other shows also like Foundation also has very interesting English. And I watched a lot of documentaries. Those generally used heavy words, so that also helped a lot. Have you watched recently a movie? No. I'm planning to watch Deadpool versus Wolverine when it comes out, but nothing other than that. Just asking to generate curiosity about grabbing the book and reading it. So just a request. Again, it's up to you. What do you need? That's up to you. Like things that make me happy may not be what makes you happy. Things I need may not be what exactly you need. Like take some initiative, man. Like I'm sharing my journey to excite people. It's like, hey, if this idiot can read the goddamn book, I can read it too. So I want that outcome. Not like, oh, he read that book, so let me read the same book. That's not the point. Point is, if I can do it, you can easily do it. That's the whole point of it. Other day I was thinking about what's the point of getting freaking number of degrees that it doesn't guarantee job, nominal college, ruler, the third yesterday was the point of getting a degree. That's up to you, and that's a valid point. That's a very valid questions to ask. It's like, I'm working my ass off. Am I getting a good job for it? Yes or no? And if no, okay, let's assume you reduce your throttle. Let's say you are pushing 85% of your horsepower into getting good grades. Okay, cool. And you know for a fact that it will not translate into you getting a good job. Fair point. A lot of people are feeling like that, but here's the deal. What do you do after that? That's up to you. You can decide to ease off the throttle. You can be like, hey, let me only score, let's say, instead of 85%, I'm only going to score 65%. I pass, everything is good. And then I'm going to spend that time, that excess time now getting to build my personality, to build my portfolio. You can do that. Like that question itself is just a starting point. You have to figure out what to do next. And that's a very good point to think about. But you have to have an answer. And if you do not have that answer, let's say, you're like, I do not know how to build my portfolio. I do not even know which field I want to get into. Then push yourself to 100% to get 100% in exam. Again, that itself is a training exercise where it's like, okay, I have this constraint. How do I survive in this constraint? How do I thrive in this constraint? You can use that. Education in simplest form is just training data. It's training data, so you can utilize this in higher forms. Nothing more than that. Have you watched Muldav Days, Mushi Prashan story? Maybe. Malgudi Days, maybe. Maybe when I was very young, it used to come in Doordarshan, but not after that. Our senior facility is now T. Okay. Why DaVinci was stacking at 66% only again? Try to render the project around 7% meet times has happened now. 50 minutes or so, always 66%. See, Ujjwal, the question that you are asking is a technical fault. Why? Like, it's a technical fault, man. How can you not understand it's a technical fault? There may be some file that is corrupted. Maybe some video file that you are trying to do is corrupted. You have to do what we call troubleshooting. You cannot just ask, like nobody can solve it for you because nobody is in the computer with you. So you have to figure out like which video file is causing that issue. You remove some video files, see does it render or not. If you have multiple video files, if you have multiple transition effects, remove some effects and see does it render or not. You have to do troubleshooting, and I'm pretty sure there is a lot of videos exactly about like how to do troubleshooting. You have to do troubleshooting. You cannot just ask why this is happening. Nobody will answer you. Like unless they are exactly same problems, nobody can answer you. Like again, I'm not a DaVinci Resolve user. Heck, I don't use much editing software anyway, so I would not be a right person for asking it. Like, but I can guarantee you, type this exact problem as like, you know, my render is failing after like render is failing at 66%. So people will tell you, it's like, and again, DaVinci Resolve will have FAQ page, drop it down, see it. It's like they will say like if your video rendering is failing exactly at the certain point, what does that mean? You may be like, okay, you are overflowing the RAM. You maybe have that at that percentage, let's say 66%. 66% of the timeline you have something that when computer tries to render it, it crashes. So go through that troubleshooting stage, man. Facility tells that degrees from IIT is not worth it. If you have no good knowledge on the subject and communication skill, then and then subject skill, yeah, that's absolutely true. Yes, deal. If you have a colleges and university where thousands of students are coming out, as deal, I did not have an understanding of scale of IIT. Again, I never went into there, so I have no idea of what is the scale of it. The first time I went into IIT Kanpur, I was called for that festival. That festival, I saw the building. It's huge, full of student, and then it just hit me. If this many people are clearing IIT every freaking year, it's not that important. Like again, if anybody can clear it, it's not like, no, not everybody can clear it. No, that only means all other people who are not clearing it, they're below average. So yeah, it's a very scary thought, but it is what it is. And there are very smart people who are like, you know, hey, instead of working my ass off to get into this, they go to private colleges. They actually develop their skill. They open their own company, and in the end, they are hiring people from IIT. After Corona, my 30 years bro lost job in mech engineering field. A few are still jobless, and he got very sick and very weak due to Corona, so can't go back to production field. Can you suggest anything? Nah. Damn. My 30-year brother just lost. Like he's younger than me. Damn, I'm getting old. Yeah, it happens. It's like one of those things. Only your brother can sort it out, man. Only your brother, because he knows what the skill set he has. I can't tell. Nobody from outside can help that. I want to give into NIS research university to think about point if I can get a match salary of a pension high class government job. I do not understand. Any current short-term tech courses which are booming? There are many. Machine learning is right now booming a lot. Is PhD from IISc worth it from chemistry, just becoming coaching facility, not a researcher? I do not know, man. Why are you asking me this? Like, did I tell I have not gone through that path that you are seeking? How would I know? Man, like think it through, no? Like how would I know? Like what you're asking, how would I know? Think it through. Like why would I know? If you ask me how to get into gaming industry, that also I will not be able to tell, simply because I've not been there for like 6 freaking years. Things change, man. Things change. I have never gone through this sort of pipeline and all that. Everybody's like, okay, how do I get a job? I never worried about it. Like ironically, I never ever worried about it. I was very idiotic, so never had to worry about it. And again, all things worked out. It had a lot of ups and downs. I'm not gonna deny about that, but it's not something that I think about. It's like you go through it, you either work it or not work it. Professor, I'm actually getting disappointed in every question that you're asking. None of your question is showing that you want to do the effort. Do the effort yourself, my man. Like watch something that you see. There are so many trailers. Type that, figure it out. Like what you want, what you watch. It's like, come on, man. Like just, you're literally trying to extract how to be good at something. That cannot be done. That cannot be done. You can watch MKBHD. MKBHD now has a training course in, what is that site name? Skillshare. MKBHD has a course in Skillshare where you can like watch how to make a YouTube channel. Does that mean anybody who's watching, thousands of people who are watching it, they will become the next MKBHD? Hell no. So you have to understand these sort of things. Like the only way to become something is like A, do the effort yourself. That's the only option. You learn from it, you do your own effort, it becomes your own taste, it becomes your own signature, then you become something. You're not gonna be like, what if I copy pasted this? It's not gonna work. Like more than enough people than you have tried it. More than enough people have tried to replicate what Mr. Beast did not work. More than enough people have replicated what primitive technologies did. It didn't work that much. So it's one of those things. It's like there are certain questions that if you are asking that, you're not thinking. Like use this puppy. Think. Like think. You were describing something about sine wave inverters. What's the context? These days we have utilities to beautiful looking sine wave. Yeah, here's the deal. The sine wave that you are getting from an inverter, the best inverter you can have in the university, it still does not have pure sine wave. Like if you have an oscilloscope and you looked at it, all you will see is that it has a square wave, PWM, or like multi-stage of them, and then transformer is smoothing it out. But when you're talking about a true sine wave source, like a generator, electromagnetic spinning thing, that's pure. And here's the deal, that pure couples. Couples means if you drain a lot of power from a transformer, transformer will leach it from the low side. That low side will try to leach it from the inverter. Inverter cannot do anything, it will just trip. But when you are leaching it from a generator, generator will slow down. That's the key. You cannot do that in an inverter. Again, inverter will try to, but it is sine wave will start to change because inherently it's computer making a decision. When you're talking about a mass, there's just mass. It's just physical mass. It's like, bruh, I do not change. Inertia is a law of physics. It cannot be tampered with, it cannot be hijacked, it cannot be messed up with. So that's why there is a actual factual reality of inertia in the grid. Like you want your energy load, like it's leaching from transformer, transformer is leaching from another transformer, another, like that. It's a basically gobbling of power that's happening. Everybody is gobbling. Now what is the last point in normal grid is the steam turbines. That steam turbine has that inertia to overcome it. Inverter does not have that. That's why majority of inverter, if the sine wave starts to deviate, which will happen, like if you have too much draw, it will start to deviate, the inverters will cut out. It cannot do that, right? Like inverter has an upper limit. Let's say it's already working at 100% and it goes there. It will just cut out. That's why we had, load shedding that happened in Texas, and the recent one that happened like almost took out 2 gigawatts of power. Even a little bit of deviation, inverter has to cut out because it's not a primary source. But when you're talking about turbines, they are the primary source. They're like, I got this. I got this. That's what. I want to get into research university in India, but what's the point of getting the degree if in the end I can't even match the salary of a peon or clerk in a high class government office? That's your description. That's your life. Like here's the deal. If I were a 3D game artist in Bangalore, I would have been making far more money than I am right now. But again, there would be different penalties. Like the biggest penalty would be I would be spending exponentially more. Right now I'm living in my house. I'm living like a freaking king, but I would not have that. Like I would be a freaking matchbox life apartment, not even apartment, a rented place, and I would be like 40 to 50% of my salary would be just rent itself, electricity and all that. I will have barely chump. On paper I'm making tons of money. In reality I'm like broke. So that's up to you. You have to see, this sort of question shows that you do not exist in your world. It's like you do not know what you want. You have to answer that, man. Like nobody else can tell it for you. It's like, oh, like again, for many people it's like it's personal satisfaction. If they're enjoying the work that they are doing, they will do it for less price. Why? They are enjoying the goddamn work. It's like getting paid for fun. Black or white. Congratulations on your 300k subscribers, and I hope you are partying hard. I will, unfortunately, today morning my what we call this part. It like cramped, so I'm very stressed, so to say. But again, it will be good. It will be good. Great. Nothing is pure, but as long as good for home use, do not make equipment. That's good, I guess. Yeah. If you have square wave only, then you get the hum. Once you have sine wave inverter, it does not make that hum. But sine wave inverters that we use for small loads, it's not the same sine wave inverter used for solar farms. Solar farms, they generally use multi-cell inverter, I think it's called. Multi-cell, let's inverter. Multi-cell inverter image. Yeah, multi-cell arrangement. Yeah, that's what it's called, multi-cell arrangement. So in that cell, you create layering. Tuk, 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 you have layering. So it actually has very good harmonics and all that. But like, you can do everything trying to emulate a spinning material, or you can be just like, just spin the goddamn material. So that's up to you. Lower thorax. Yeah, okay. Thorax. That's what it's called. Lower thorax. Huh. Let me search it. Thorax. Lower thorax. Nah. Nah, I think you misunderstood. It's a lower part. Let me call it. Damn, it's a medical name. I can't read this. It's weird. Yeah, like backside of abdominal. Thorax is here, man. Thorax is this part, back of thorax, but it's like lower. This is there. Basically, not good. Let's just put it that way. It's not good. Watching English live stream the first time, I still have some energy. Yeah, I have to, man. Like, why would I run out of energy? See, recently, last few days, I'm slowly reaching a point where it's like, the only thing holding me back is my physical body, not this. Like, I have managed to clean this puppy or got it good enough where it's like, I can get through this. So mind is sorted. Now I have to sort my physical body. Other than that, I have a good feeling. Like, I have a good feeling that even if something bad happens, I'll sort it out. Like, heck, I went through things. Like, I had a job, everything was good. Then I was kicked out of the job. Then I started my YouTube. Then I got it monetized. Then I got paid from it. Then I got a court case. I'm still fighting it, but at least there were 3 cases. 2 are of them, or over 1 of them I won. 1 is remaining. So, I'll be fine. I'm starting to reach that point. It's like, and even if I'm not fine, what the hell I have to worry about? It's like, just... Work impatiently and see result penalty. Plenty. Work, that's one thing. Script, no, I doubted that, but there is divided project, 2-part, then rendered smoothly, then the rejoin. Sadly, I deleted everything funny. I laughed on myself for 2 minutes. Yeah, that does happen. You will make that sort of mistake a lot. Like, I'm trying to build a NAS to learn about ZFS and TrueNAS, and holy damn, hard drive prices are bonkers. I have a whole computer. I'm like, I'm me good, and it even has RAM. Like, it has 16 gigabytes of RAM, so I can easily go up to, like, 16 gigabytes. Like, you need 1 gigabyte of RAM per terabyte. So if I have 16 terabyte, my computer is like, I got this. I can manage it properly. But holy damn, hard drive prices are stupidly high, man. Like, it's going up. Like, hard drive never came down in price. Like, that's what's scaring me. Like, there was a time where, like, electronics used to get cheaper and cheaper. Now I'm not noticing that. It's not getting cheaper. It's scary. I'm about 21 late December. I'm planning to run out of home for a week vacation to visit Kolkata because I'm tired of not having freedom to and autonomy in my life, which is controlled by sis. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. It's, see, do something that will help you. And again, if you actually lower back abdominal, okay. So doing that, let's say getting away, it may energize you to, like, okay, I tested the freedom, now you will work your ass off to actually gain the freedom. So that's one thing you can do. Like, because here's the deal, at the end of the day, it's all about money. Once you have your own money, you can do whatever the hell you want. And if your family is, like, not positively adding to you or causing you harm and injuries, basically, if they are dumping their own trauma, their own misery to you, at that point in time, it's better for you to yeet out of there, because otherwise you will become that person for someone else. It's better to, like, cauterize the wound, so to say. Your view versus constitution new IIT rules regarding government should have personal chat access. I can't control it, my man. It's like It's out of, see, I talk about energy because there is something to be said, there's something to be done. I do not talk about this sort of politics because like it's already done. Like I do not have a say into it, so I do not worry about it. Would you explain the answer of how electricity is actually, Veritasium actually works in Hindi? No. See, those, that high level of thing na is like, if you know that level, you already know it. I'm not at that level. Like, you know, there is layers to it. Like there is a inherent, I'm not a physicist, right? So there is a upper limit of my knowledge. That level is way far up. And again, it reaches a point where it does not matter. Like I get it from a scientific point of view, go YOLO on it. But you have to be a scientist for that. For a normal people, it does not matter. It's like, you know, like digging for the sake of digging is like, it's fun. That's the job of a scientist, but that's not my job. That's not what I do. And again, I cannot convey the importance of knowing that to anyone. So it's like figuring out like what's the point of you know, God particle. Again, it sounds good. Oh no, you know what gives mass, but can you do anything out of it? No, scientists can. But again, that's why they study on it. Okay. Okay, my apologies. I think I have to cut the live stream right now because it's YouTube is throwing temper tantrum, and I did restarted the OBS software. It did not do anything. It's still lagging. But again, did 1 hour of live stream. I hope video does get through. So taking. Yeah, I'm very sorry. If you can watch this, I'm sorry. For some reason, a lot of frame drops are happening and the stream is not working. So I'm closing it. Bye.